Hey guys, welcome to another video, and today you join me test driving the super cool and awesome ID.Buzz. I'm so pumped to try this car. Since seeing it on fully charged in 2018, which I have to say Johnny Smith did a great job in presenting, I've been dying to get my hands on one of these. And there's every reason to. And it has won a host of awards, including MPV of the Year by Top Gear, Icon of the Year 2023 by Go Car, and Car of the Year by What Car. Now, since its production debut in March 2022, a little over 10,000 ID.Buzz have been produced and been delivered to customers, and that's due to increase significantly in 2023. Now, speaking of the concept, which I saw in 2018, I'm amazed just how much the production car looks like the concept. Even the wheels and the two-tone paint are identical. Now, I've owned a few Volkswagen MPVs, mainly the Touran, so from a usability standpoint, it's great to compare the two. After all, this is a big car without a third row. In some ways, you could say the ID.Buzz and the Touran are polar opposites. On the one hand, the ID.Buzz is funky, it has tons of space and has an electric drivetrain, and you look super cool driving it. Whereas the Touran was carved out of a Golf with the intention to squeeze as many spotty kids and the dog without the cool factor. Although I will always think the ones I owned as being the most coolest Tourans out there. Anyhow, moving on, let's have a little look around and beyond its bonkersly brilliant exterior. And you'll see many similarities with its much smaller siblings, the ID.3 and ID.4. Despite a large infotainment screen and all the usual buttons, sliders and haptic feedback buttons, the interior is very similar. And if you like those kind of features, these won't bother you at all. I actually have a video on the ID.3 where I range test it. You can see that in the link above or down in the description below. But beyond those familiarities is an incredibly spacious place, with room to kick out, relax and bask in the corners. In the back it's a similar story. Tons of space, PowerPoints everywhere. It's a teenager's dream. It's totally aimed at being ergonomically designed for a family. One gripe I do have is there's no independent rear seats, in which funny enough the Touran has, and I can tell you, when there's three in the back and you're all different ages and sizes, it's great to have that flexibility. Let's jump into the boot. Well, what can I say? It's more than generous, and I think with a creative mind you could do some clever things back here, especially if you're into adventure, or if you've got a business head and you wanted to do something on the lines of a commercial, a delivery vehicle, family transporter at night. Now, I'm dying to jump into the driver's seat and get out on the road, so let's jump in the front and drive the Buzz and see just what the drivetrain and handling is like. And being electric, how do those efficiencies look like? Now, first of all, as you can see, I have a smile permanently on my face. I'm not sure if it's pleasure or if it's guilt that I feel totally overwhelmed to be driving this car. Onto the handling. Well, it's a big car, and you can definitely feel that. And if you've driven a T5 or 6, it's a familiar territory. But it's more like a car because of how much visibility there is up front, and more car-like steering wheel position. It's fairly pokey. It hugs the road really well and is very well planted. Putting your foot down, the Buzz will effortlessly accelerate, but you do notice it's heavy and has awful aero. Also, you'll notice when you're braking, you do need to allow a little bit of extra distance, but the steering is responsive and inputs are well received. On the subject of aero, the Buzz does have the aerodynamics of a house, so don't expect super efficiencies. Although on today's drive I managed, with mixed driving including some 70 miles per hour motorway, 2.1 miles per kilowatt hour, which I don't think is that bad at all. I'd be really pleased with this. Despite its comfortable ride, and although it will do that all day, I'm not expecting to see these bolted to the motorways all the time. But that said, even with a 77 kilowatt hour battery and charging up to 175 kilowatts, I don't think anyone would mind making the extra stop and just peacocking while you're charging up the Buzz. So will I be ordering a Buzz? Not at the moment, but that's not to say I won't in the future. What I will say is the resale value of these will be as much as the brand new price, so if you're hoping to wait for the market to change and for those prices to drop a little on used vehicles, I would forget it. However, if I did order one, this is the spec I'd go for, which is the life spec, and these are the options I'd choose, which would keep the price relatively low considering, and I'd be very, very happy with this one. But to see what you think and what you would select. Saying that, if you wanted to wait for the Generation 2 version, where VW will probably have ironed out their software suite and make tiny incremental changes from the first effort, that might be a good decision. Well, I will be gutted to hand this back to Volkswagen, but I'm pleased to see an icon continue its story and play a big part in Volkswagen's electric future. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed the video, a like and a sub would be the biz. Catch you later.